Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Tricia Spence from the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library in Cedar Rapids. Tricia, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Fall is the season for events getting ramped up. It seems like every week somebody's kicking off their season, and you are kicking off the fall season with arguably one of your bigger events, the Brunost.
Well, fall to us means, changing leaves, smell of pumpkin spice, but Brunost, beer goes with fall. So Brunost is Friday, September 19th, and everyone's welcome to come out.
So for those who haven't been, just kind of talk a little bit about what's going on. I know you have beers from all over the world, great entertainment. What can people expect when they walk through the gate?
So Brunost is an international beer, food, and music festival. So we have an amazing lineup of food and beverages. And even if beer's not your thing, we have plenty of spirits. And if you want to be a designated driver, we've got that level for you too. You can still eat all you want and enjoy all the live music, participate in the auctions, and just have a really great time.
What about entertainment?
For entertainment, we have Czech Plus Band lined up, and we have Ben Erdman. Yeah, Czech Plus Band, they perform a lot at Hobie Days, and they're very robust, very dancing, get you off your feet music. And Ben Erdman, he's going to really appeal to that younger crowd. He's country music, so he's a one-man band, and he is going to just really make the night a fun time.
Now, you talk about having beers from all over the world. Do you just work with distributors, or do different vendors contact you and say, we'd like to be involved? How does that work?
So special this year, we have Big Grove. The Big Grove in Cedar Rapids brewed a special beer just for Brunost. It's called the Brunost Brew, and they got in hops from the Czech Republic for this special beer just for Brunost, and it's going to be really awesome.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah.
Kind of the world premiere of a beer.
Definitely. Yeah.
Now, you've also got some other stuff going on this week because you have the unveiling of a mural.
Right. So that Brunost weekend is quite packed with activities. On the 18th, that's Thursday, at 10 a.m., we are dedicating a mural in Czech Village. That's on the side of the Kosek building. That was our home for about 2 years after the flood. That's right on 16th Avenue. And it's a mural by a famous Czech artist, Uprka. And we'll dedicate that. We'll come inside. We'll see a small collection of his paintings in the library, and we'll have coffee. We'll have collage, and stay tuned because October 4th, a larger collection of Uprka's paintings will be at the museum from October 4th through March 29th.
The mural is called the Moravian Madonna.
Right.
Tell me about that.
She's a beautiful woman, and she is adorned in Croy. Croy is a folk dress. She's Moravian, so she's very colorful. She has this head scarf. I'm waving my hands a lot, even though I'm on radio. But very colorful embroidery, and she's just looking out onto Czech Village. And that was Uprka's signature of he liked to paint and draw folk traditions, religion, dress, holidays, all of the fun and serious matter.
So obviously, Uprka can't come and paint this version of his mural himself. What's the process of transferring a painting work to a big mural format?
So this is quite unique because it's not actually painted onto the building, and that's totally fine with us because that's a historic building and we want to do our best to preserve that brick. So it's more of like a wallpaper. It's really interesting. I was there when they installed it, and it was just in multiple rolls, and they just primed the wall, put on adhesive, rolled down the wallpaper, smoothed it out, and then put a really nice clear coat on there to prevent it from fading as fast and to protect it from the elements, because it is on an outside wall, so we have to deal with rain and wind and who knows what else, winter,
It has to be able to withstand the elements.
Exactly.
Which we know about here in Iowa, which they also know about in the Czech Republic.
Exactly. So. Yeah, but it's on the health hut side, and it's beautiful. The chair of our board is actually a descendant of Uprka, so 10 members of her family will be here, and we're quite excited. And this is a piece that belongs in the George Drost collection. He is a former chair of the NCSML board, and more of his collection. He is a big champion of Uprka's work, big collector, and a small part of his large collection will be on exhibit at the museum October 4th.
So this exhibit that is coming October 4th, that's not just a conventional traveling exhibit. It sounds like it's something that is some of the that has the museum staff worked with all the different owners of these pieces to put this collection together.
Well, George Drost, he is probably the foremost collector of Uprika's work, especially in the United States. And so these are all pieces of his personal collection. He's not just curating with different museums, but they all belong to him in some capacity. So he's lending these to us, and we'll have them on display for over the winter.
Oh, neat.
So,
so really an exhibit of paintings that you can't see anyplace else.
Exactly. A private collection. And he is such a champion of preserving Uprika's legacy and making sure that his work gets seen outside of his own home.
So we got the mural unveiling on Thursday.
Yep, so that kind of kicks it off,
Yep.
and we go straight into Friday, September 19th. We have a walking tour at 1 p.m. with the legendary Mark Stouffer Hunter. He is a Cedar Rapids staple. He will be doing a walking tour of Czech Village, and he's going to point out all sorts of nooks and crannies and important buildings, and he is always so knowledgeable. He fascinates me because sometimes you ask him a question and he has a date and a name and a whole story. You point at any building and he can tell you all about it. So, yeah, that will be really great. Tickets for that are on our website, ncsml.org. And then following the walking tour at 5 p.m., we will unveil a sundial. Lots of unveiling and big, beautiful, awesome things coming up this Brunos weekend. So we know about our Buresh Immigration Clock Tower. We dedicated our Orloy last year with the figures that come out every hour and the cool
Which is not to be
astrolabe
missed,
component.
by the way.
My gosh, you gotta see
If you are
it.
ever around downtown Cedar Rapids, close to the top of the hour, you have to swing over to Czech Village
Exactly.
and watch the chiming of the hour because
Once
it's
the music
just,
starts, there's always people standing out there. The full show runs every hour between 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And the season ends in November, so there's not a lot of time left to get there, but lots of hours between now and November 17th. So on the side of the clock tower that faces 16th Avenue, we will be installing a sundial. So that will be unveiled Friday, September 19th at 5 p.m. And then we go straight into Bruno's, straight into all the fun. But for the sundial unveiling, Mayor Tiffany O'Donnell will be here. Cecilia Rokosek, our CEO, she'll be there giving remarks. And the engineers from Prague will be here because it's the same engineers who designed the Astrolab. So it has the same look and style with the gold and the coloring. And it's a really beautiful piece.
I met one of those engineers when he was doing the install. I was at the museum and I was in the covered parking area where it sat. I have some pictures of it sitting in the
fun.
parking area, and he was working on it, and I chatted with him for a minute.
They're such knowledgeable people. They run the Prague Orloy that dates back to 1410, and that's the one ours is modeled after. We have the only Orloy in North America, and it's just really interesting because anytime we are tinkering with anything, we're on a call with the Prague engineers, and they're telling us, what's going on and what to do, but they're really
So it is
knowledgeable.
a big weekend beginning Thursday with
Huge
the
weekend.
mural unveiling, and you can come hang out with Mark and get some
Yep.
history in Czech Village, and then the sundial, and then right into the Brunos event. Yeah, it is going to be
right.
a busy time. And then in a couple of weeks, you have the art opening.
Yes, exactly. So Brunos, I want to make sure that everybody knows that 5:30 is our VIP entrance. You get in a whole hour early to get all the beverages, food, have the space to yourself for a bit, and then 6:30 is general admission, and we also have that designated driver level. And an after party is also special this year. Ideal is hosting them. The Ideal is just across the river in New Bohemia. And they're going to have a dance party, and it'll be even more fun. So the fun won't end at 9:30. It'll keep going just on the other side of the river. So Brunos, we have a whole lineup of great food. We're working right now to do the pairings of food and beverages. And, of course, we have our raffle, a trip for two for 6 nights in Prague. So $10, you could win a whole trip with the flight, wonderful hotel in the heart of Prague. and the music I mentioned. You have access to all the live auctions. The live auctions include all sorts of awesome trips to Cabo San Lucas, to Bratislava. You get dinner for 6 with a private chef. There's just so many things in the live auction that I don't want anyone to miss. And it's all, anyone can bid on anything. And we're just going to have a great time. And Brunos is our big fundraiser for our education initiatives. So all of this goes to support when area school children come in for school tours. And that is just such an education component because our mission is centered around immigration, democracy, freedom, and all these things that we hold true.
It's one of the biggest events of the fall. It's Brunost at the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library. Tickets still available, so it's not too late.
Yep.
How do we get them?
ncsml.org, ncsml.org, and you'll see Bruno's front and center and get your tickets.
Excellent. Well, looks like the weather's going to be good, so another big night for Brunost at the National Czech and Slovak Museum and Library. Tricia, thanks for being with
Friday, September 19th. Na zdraví.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.